Welcome to Coach's Corner, Cav fans. Week 3 already in this early season in 2018. Certainly an eventful weekend for us here in Coldwater, and so for those of you out of town, maybe do know or don't know, certainly the weekend started off great with a victory over Clinton Massie, but unfortunately, one of our young guys, JV Shane Homan, had a back injury Saturday morning, and unfortunately has a spinal cord injury. At this point, from what I know right now, Shane has some feeling in his legs, but is not able to move them yet. Although he made some progress today with some of the feelings and being able to sit up and things like that. So he's down at Miami Valley Hospital right now, starting his rehab, and there's been a ton of support for Shane. He's such a good young man and great family. So we're all pulling for Shane. Last night here at the stadium, there was I guess a county-wide, league-wide kind of a prayer service, and it's on the Cav football. What you're watching right now. There's some good aerial pictures, and I think every school in the MAC sent kids here with their jerseys on, and it was a really pretty cool event. And fortunately, I was in the press box, and I FaceTimed Shane, so he got to see the whole thing as it was occurring. So really appreciate all those student athletes and parents and young kids that came out to support Shane and support our program. And as Coach Reed would always say, if you really truly want to be successful, help someone else. So even though we're rivals with a lot of these schools, as you know, in this culture around here, you play hard against each other, and then really we're all kind of the same, even though we're from different towns. And as you know, we go off together and room with each other and become friends and things like that after high school. So much appreciated, and keep sending your positive energy our way for Shane, and hopefully he will make a full recovery. That being said, let's go back here now and recap the Clinton Massie game. As you know, they beat us last year 24-14 down there, and really a good ball game. So we came in this year, they had several guys back, and we didn't really have a bunch of guys back, although I think we're probably a better football team at this point this year. And so and maybe they're not quite as good, but just a heck of a ball game. Unfortunately, another event. We had a 2-hour delay in the fourth quarter with 11 minutes to go. We're up by 7. It's fourth and 7 or something like that. And we're getting ready to kick a field goal, and they send us off the field for 2 hours. So old Blake Dippold had to come back out after 2 hours, and fortunately we got a few warm-up kicks in, and he kicked it right through and got us a 10-point lead. And they scored, and we scored, and they scored again, and we recovered an onside kick with, less than a minute, but they didn't have any timeout. So the game ended up 31-28. What a heck of a game. Such a contrast in styles. If you know anything about Clinton Massie, just a big, huge, physical football team that loves to run the ball. And of course, we typically have always relied on our quickness and speed, and I guess a finesse team. And in some ways we are offensively. And so it was back and forth, and we made enough plays. Offensively and defensively, we just made them work. We didn't give them any cheap ones, any easy long ones. So we made them work, played really, really hard, and so proud of our guys and happy with our guys. And I told the other coaches, and really maybe told the players, that as a head coach, this has got to be probably in my top 10 for sure, not just because of the circumstances. I think they thought they were going to come in here and take it to us like last year, and just a good win for all of us. Computer point wise, it's a huge game. They'll get a lot of points for us and go 8-2, 9-1, 7-3, and Canton has gotten off to they won their second game, and we feel like they can win some games. So that looks good. Looks good computer wise. So defensively, we're playing really hard and playing smart and just working really hard. Physically, it would appear we were outmatched last week, and they ran the ball well, but we made them work and played hard and ran to the ball. It was a good performance. Offensively, we continue to spread the wealth. We were just talking before we came on today, and I think we said we have 8 receivers already in 2 games with 39 receptions. So I think Hemi is 39 for 53, which is incredible for a junior starter in his first two games. So he's being really efficient. And last week we had this week against Clinton Massie, we had 4 touchdowns. Four different players scored those touchdowns. So that's been really good for us. Spreading the wealth, and the O-line is really coming along. All 5 O-linemen are just O-linemen this year. So that really helps. So moving on. So great victory for us. But moving on, we open up the league season with Versailles at Versailles this Friday. And again, our league is a 7:30 start if you're thinking about going to the game. Versailles is 1-1. They lost to Salina and beat Delphus Jefferson last week. And we're looking at a game defensively. They're pretty vanilla. You kind of know what they do, but what they do, they're coached up really well, and you can tell they do what they're supposed to do. It's just a matter of how those matchups happen and who makes those big plays. Defensively, they're a wing T team. So I guess last week, sort of like a wing T by Clinton Massie. So that got us really good preparation for this week. And so, you just got to play sound and hopefully run to the ball. I think we'll run to the ball like we always do and try to prevent those big plays and make them work. And, of course, then the kicking game is again, huge. Blake Dippold is, let's see here, I guess 7-4. 7-4 is 11, up for 11 on extra points. 2 for 2 on field goals, both in the low 30s. So those field goals. So those are great statistics. And our punt team has been good. Kickoff, our whole special teams situation has been really good this year. And those are guys that aren't full-time starters. So they're guys that are getting out there. And we think one of our advantages, hopefully this week, will be that Versailles does play several guys both ways, and we don't. Really, Ben Wenning and Mitch Niekamp are out there a lot, but other than that, we got a few guys that rotate, and so that can be key for us, that we can stay healthy and stay fresh and really try to make that an advantage. So speaking of Ben and Mitch, I think I'm going to start a little senior spotlight each week. So Ben Wenning, number 22, and Mitch Niekamp, number 41. Two outstanding two-way guys, like I just say. Ben is playing a safety, but even these last 2 games more like a linebacker and playing running back. And Mitch is a linebacker, an inside linebacker, but really he's sort of like an outside linebacker, and also playing running back and slot. So Ben and Mitch kind of share a spot on offense, but even though they're running backs and slot, so they're out there a lot. And really, if you really want to talk about football players, these are 2 guys that, if I were to say who's the heart and soul of this team, those 2 guys, just hard-nosed, tough, 175-pound guys that can run, can catch, can tackle, can really do about anything. They're both return guys. Mitch has been our punter since Jacob Wenning's been out, and if it was up to them, they would never come out. But I make them come out so they can get some breaks, and so Ben Wenning, 22, and Mitchell Niekamp, 41. Spotlight seniors who are 2-year starters and really just good hard-nosed, physical, mentally tough football players. So congratulations to those 2, and I know they'll continue that. So this Friday night at Versailles at the whole field, 7:30. Thanks for joining us.